So this is going to be Learning with Liv number 2. And the reason that is because I'm sitting here with my notes that are going on the wall. And I've already written a blog about being first wanting to glue them on my wall and now blue tacking them because I had the thought of, like, I put a lot of work into them. I want to keep them. And then I was messaging someone and it hit me, and I was like, the whole object of these notes is to memorize them. So then that would mean I'm blue tacking out of fear because I want to keep them. And then, yeah, I know what I'm saying. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. So part of me thinks I need to just go and glue them on the wall. I literally bought like 4 glue sticks because that was the entire intention when I thought about making them and doing it like this, because clearly I'm a note person. Like, I've written stuff on so many walls already and quite like quote tattoos. But I'm sitting here and I'm doing this and I'm reading them out loud, and it's so weird. But I'm in my head again because I feel silly talking to myself. Like, when I make these videos, I don't feel like I'm talking to myself because I am talking to you. Whoever you are is whoever you are, but I'm talking to you. And like, it's so much easier. I guess most of my life, when I've told stories in my head, I'm always talking to an audience. So when I'm at home and I'm by myself and even boss isn't with me and I'm literally like, it's so quiet in my house. It's very, very quiet. And I was reading out loud and I get tongue-tied. I literally get tongue-tied. I can't talk. Blah, 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 basically, right? So I figured, until my friend in New Zealand tells me that she is ready to go on lunch and watch Married at First Sight catch-up, which is I'm going to watch with her virtually, I'm going to do this and talk it out loud to myself for a little bit. So, psychopathology. This is the one of the literal units I'm actually enrolled in. Mind you, I will just make a side note, it's like the 10th of March 2022, but like trimester 1 will have started already. This will be trimester 1 for uni. So truthfully, I've got 1 trimester until I'm enrolled. So psychopathology is the study of the scientific study of psychological disorders. The criteria defining a psychological disorder is the psychological dysfunction to stress or impairment and atypical response. Okay, so there are 3 factors that are for defining a psychological disorder. 3 factors, okay, that are dysfunction, impairment, atypical response. So I have a lot of psychological disorders, so I feel like I'm all over this one, yeah? Hopefully all my mental illnesses will help me out with some of the stuff I need to learn, I've experienced almost all of the symptoms, emotions, and feelings I think a person can feel, and since I'm borderline, to the extreme, I would like to say I think I'm at a point where I've got most of the really bad dark shit is taken care of, so to speak. But yeah, so one last time for the memory. The criteria defining a psychological disorder, there are 3: dysfunction, impairment, and atypical response. Alright. Mood disorders. Again, I have one of these. So, a group of disorders distinguished primarily primarily. There's so many words I cannot say. A group of disorders distinguished primarily by changes in positive and negative affective state. Yeah, mood disorders, absolutely, like bipolar, like what I've got, high and low. It's not fun. But yeah, again, I think I've got a handle on this one, so we might move along. Here's one that I really struggle to say, right? And the amount of time I have to ask Google how to say something is a lot. So, this is a word I actually don't know how to say very well, so I'm going to put it in the Google and then see how close I get. What are we saying? Alright, so it's the diathesis, diathesis stress model. Oh, come on, man. I don't know what I freaking add for a pronunciation.
Diathesis.
Oh, I was way off.
Diathesis.
Diathesis stress model. Diathesis stress model. One more time.
Diathesis.
Diathesis stress model is a conception of psychopathology that distinguishes factors that create a risk of illness, which is the diathesis, from the factors that turn into a risk, okay, which is the stress. So diathesis. Let me try that again. This is what happens. I'm so in my head. The diathesis stress model is a conception of psychopathology that distinguishes factors that create the risk from the factors that turn the risk into a problem. Okay, so my brain hurts. What does diathesis mean? A constitutional predisposition toward a particular state or condition, and especially one that is abnormal or diseased. Okay. So it's what's causing so the diathesis stress model is the okay, it's not helping, mate. All right. Anyone out there that knows how to make this stop, please contact me. All right. Let's ask Google. The theory that mental and physical disorders develop from a genetic or biological predisposition for that illness, that's the diathesis, combined with a stressful condition that plays a facilitating role. Okay, thank you. So we're going to highlight that. So the illness is the diathesis, and the stress is the factors that turn it into that. I will have to go over that a number of different ways for it to really stick in my head, but I feel like the fact that I've been talking about this in front of this video for a number of minutes now, the diathesis stress model is the theory that psychological disorders are created during stress. I'm going to stop talking because I'm just making it so much worse in my head. I'm just going to put that one there. Right. Okay. See if I can do something a lot simpler and then turn this video off. Turning the video off isn't going to help me. I need to learn. And I will become even worse if I do this by myself. I figure people don't actually have to watch me. That's fine. I do need to. I'm so afraid of failing. Oh, that's where I'm at. I say that a lot too, I've noticed. A phobia It's an anxiety disorder characterized by intense and at least surfaced like irrational phobia, like my phobia of childbirth. I have tocophobia, which means an irrational fear of childbirth. Hence, Livy's never going to be a mummy. No. Just to my fur babies and my weed babies. Phobia. Let's write that down. Yeah, tocophobia. Easy to remember. Irrational fear. I don't know how to spell. Hey Google, spell tocophobia.
Tocophobia is spelled Tokophobia.
Thank you. Do not be ashamed if spelling isn't your forte, because I used to be a really good speller. And I swear this predictive text is what screwed me up, because I don't have to think about how to spell anymore. And it's like, clearly I've got so much shit that I deal with, that so much common knowledge or whatever it is, like spelling, for example, these days, I'm not great at it. But I will remember that, because it's an irrational fear of something. I have an irrational fear of childbirth, which is why I'm never going to have children. Well, one of the very many reasons. Alright. I feel better. Sometimes it's like I just get so worked up and I can't breathe, and yeah, not that I think I breathe correctly as it is, but still. Biopsychosocial model. The biopsychosocial see what I mean? The biopsychosocial model is the mind and body behavior, genetic predisposition of maladaptive thinking and patterns of social influence. The way I'm going to remember this is to be able to make this mean something to me. Oh, I'm a great student when there's somebody else here to learn with. My giant child brain in my 36-year-old body, mind, doesn't always come to the party when I'm by myself, eh? Biopsychosocial model. If I can't even say it without tongue-tying myself, how am I going to remember? I set the intention. I set the intention to breathe. To remember why I want to do this. This is bigger than me, and I just need to learn. And I'm doing the best I can, but I set the intention to embrace, absorb, and fully remember what it is I learn and share with you. Because I don't want to share the wrong thing, because that's not going to help anybody. The mind, body, and behavior, genetic predisposition to maladaptive patterns of social thinking and influence. Okay, the biosocial cycle. So it's 3 factors: biological, psychological, and social. Okay, if I put it like that, mind, body, and behavior. Yeah, okay, I can do that. I can do that. Make it make sense in my head. Underline these. And then we go threefold. Yes, biological, psychological, and social. We got this. We got this. Alright, autism. Autism. A disorder usually diagnosed in young children and characterized by a wide range of developmental problems, including language and motor problems. Yep. Considering how literal I am, sometimes I do think I'm on that, but my psychologist says I'm not, so there you go. Alright, let's see. Language and motor problems diagnosed in children. Yeah, autism. I have an understanding of autism. Multi-causal model. Here we go. Multi-causal model. A conception of how mental disorders arise that emphasize the roles played by many different factors. Okay, yeah, multi-causal, I guess that's in the title, right? So many different ways causing the disorder. Multiple causal. And cause and effect. So yeah, the concept of how mental disorders arise from the emphasis of roles played on different factors. Yeah, different factors. Environmentally, emotionally, mentally, behaviorally. Very, very many. Multi-causal model. Multi-causal model, but I have to actually get that cemented. Multi-causal model is the concept of how mental disorders arise and the roles played by many different factors. Yes, many different factors. It's in the freaking... How mental disorders arise. How the factors that cause mental disorders to rise are the multi-causal model. See, it doesn't sound right in my head. Anybody out there want to help me? I'd appreciate it. Just moving along isn't helping me. Learning would live. If I haven't learned it, I'm not teaching it. That's right. I'm gonna go to Google. Even if I spend, I guess the whole point of doing this, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my god, it's taking me so long. And yes, I've been talking for 17 minutes, but like, I've got nowhere to be. This is why I don't have TVs. I mean, you don't have to watch me if I'm boring you, but I have to just figure this shit out. Okay. Multi-causal. How am I going? I get it, but I get so much of what I learn, but then I still forget. Like, oh, I want everything to be submitted, right? So, like, submit, yeah, like, obviously I want to be a psychologist, right? I want to be a researcher. I want to be a public speaker, but I want more than anything in the world to understand. More than I care about anything else in this world, I just want to understand. I don't think many of us truly understand ourselves. Surfacely, I think we do, sure, but like, I know I'm different because, yes, I'm classed mentally and physically unwell, like disabled. Sure. I don't really see my mental or physical illnesses as a negative so much anymore, in the sense that I truly am just at this point in my life where it's like, I'm going to keep turning my camera on and making these videos and uploading them to the internet. Probably forever, I think, truthfully, because that is what I believe I'm here to do. And I want to start uni in trimester 2 feeling like I'm walking in knowing what the fuck it is I have to deal with, because I've got 4 units left and they're very important, as anyone that's been watching me knows. And it's not just further grades to get into the next unit, next degree, which, like I said, like I believe some pretty big stuff, but for the simple version of it right now, I do believe I will get the degrees I need. How and which way that'll happen, obviously I don't know. I'm just on the path, and I feel like very, very aligned. I feel more aligned than I've ever felt, because I am still very much getting in my head, but I watch my videos back, and I watched last night's ones back, and I was like, yeah, like obviously there are things that I've said that, you know, I'm still learning to talk about and be comfortable about, and people might think, why would you even bother? And it's for the people of you that have no issues. Lucky you, can I say, for starters, like be super grateful, because those of us who do, you know, like it's bullshit. But I make these videos for whoever are supposed to see them, whoever is watching this behind, you know, on whoever you are. I feel like you're watching this because you're meant to be, and that's why I'm no longer giving my website to people in real life, unless it, say in this example of Nichelle and Pedro, they were different, but I'm not giving it to other people, because it's like, you'll find me if you find me, and truthfully, I'm at 20 minutes and I'm realizing it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm realizing, like, just how much time I do waste, because it feels like it's been so much longer, right? But it hasn't. Time is a funny thing, I tell you. Like, in 4 days, it's the love of my life's 7th year wedding anniversary. And it's like, ugh, I'm so glad I'm at a point in my life where it's just like, yeah, I'm definitely going to have a drink, but again, I just know he's doing whatever he's doing. Can't help but think it's the long weekend and they'll be celebrating 7 years, but I have no idea, obviously. But you know, I can see how that makes me sound. But again, it's like, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how to memorize that multi-causal model is a conception of how mental disorders arise due to the different factors. See, I'm fucking my head up again. Alright, this is what Google says. Having, involving, or allowing more than one cause. Multi-causal problem is basically saying, yeah, something is caused due to having multiple issues, multiple reasons. That's what I'm going to write. We'll go mental disorder, underline U, and then we go multi-different factors under there. Many different reasons. It's like me and my love for Mr. X. I've got many different reasons. But, yeah. Down here in 3D, I don't even know the man, obviously. But at least I don't want to go and get drunk and stone and have sex with someone on their wedding anniversary or shit like that, because definitely I've been there in the past, so I'm like, yeah. I don't want to talk about him anymore, I've decided. But I was going to go without saying that I would mention it on Monday, because I'm going to Nichelle's to have a drink with her. But yeah. Meh. We can both love you, Mr. X. So, you know, I told you when I met you that was never going to change. Turns out I was right. But hey, it makes me happy, so I'm all good. I think I need to finish writing what I was saying. Multi-causal model is many different reasons causing the effect. Different reasons causing the issue. Causing the mental illness. That's better. Yeah. Alright. Multi-causal model is the many different reasons causing the mental illness / issue. I still think issue is easier to just, like, I know it's mental illness. If you know it's mental illness, then say that, women. Alright. This is fun. Maybe I actually will figure out this stuff, because no TV. I couldn't even watch Married at First Sight last night, guys, because the universe, like I've always said, the universe steps in, or my higher self steps in, and is like, enough is enough, woman. Figure your shit out. And last night was another one of those. So I was obviously in a lot of pain, so I smoked a few bongs and then got on my head and made that crazy video. But yeah, I was awake. So I take my decks, right, guys. I'm prescribed 3 a day and I take 2 because 3's just never ever have to worry about someone putting an ice pipe down in front of me, because as we've seen with the neighbour, didn't make any difference to me in front of me at my kitchen table, but just 3 decks does my head in, guys. So last night got this ready, I took a picture, put it up on my website, and I was going to be, you know, blue tacking them, but they're all upside down, and putting them in the container to go and put them on the wall, but not reading them. So I should probably say this, actually. Oh, I've just realised something. I don't always even read them when I'm like chopping them out or colouring them. And then it's sort of like what I'm now registering as busy work. Like, I'm very good at putting notes together and making book lists and doing all of that, but actually learning the information inside of them, not as well, not as good at that. So last night I wanted to just put the blue tick on and watch Married at First Sight, and it wouldn't work because obviously I've got to watch that online now, given the TV cord's not here anymore. But yeah, it wouldn't work. So I saw about a minute of it before my TV completely fucked up on me, or my laptop, I should say. So I turned the laptop off, and yeah, okay, so I turned the laptop off, and I ended up actually doing this and reading them out loud. So I was really happy. So yeah, anyway, my friend in New Zealand has just messaged me, and she's like, I'm going to start in about 10 minutes, and I'm just like, going to finish this video, obviously, but I'm going to read this one out first. So there's 3 structures of the mind according to Freud, right? I'm a big Freud fan, as anyone knows. Now this has only got the first part on it, but the id is the source of our strong sexual and aggressive energy. So our libido, it's the illogical, emotional, irrational pleasure part of us. So I've always had, the way I believe in higher selves and egos are slightly different. Obviously Freud believes that there are 3 parts. So we've got the id, the ego, and the super ego. So he would say the ego is the part that's like going between our higher self and our lower self. Yeah, I'm literally about to end this video, so I'm not going to go down a track of Freud at the moment. But yeah, at least for this part, for school, for uni, is the id is the part of our sexual, aggressive, emotional, pleasure, principal part of ourselves. So yeah. And since I got one more in front of me, I'm going to say again, these ones are good because I already know them, but obsessive compulsive disorder, so OCD, is a person preoccupied with perfection, control, orderliness. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, OCD is people. Obsessive compulsive personality disorder, a person preoccupied with perfection and control. What is it? I've just overthought something, so now I'm going to double check it. It's obsessive compulsive. Silent. Alright, hold on. I'm overthinking it. And I will explain what I'm overthinking in a second. This is moments like this where I'm just like, you should have just turned the camera off, but now you need to follow through. Yeah, okay. Okay, yes, good. I'm glad I did. Alright, so obsessive compulsive personality disorder is a person preoccupied with orderliness, I don't know what I'm saying there, perfection and control. So people with OCD, there is a difference. What is the difference between OCD and OCPD, which is this one? So I don't want to learn the wrong thing or teach the wrong thing. People with OCD often feel distressed by the nature of their behaviors or thoughts, even if they are unable to control them. People with OCPD, however, typically believe that their actions have aim and purpose. Because of this, those with OCPD may also avoid seeking professional help. Okay, there you go. So, glad I checked. So we'll put that as OCPD and has aim and purpose. Oh fuck, oh, damn it, there's my chemist. There's the chemist.